Good morning, everyone. This is Michael here, and I'm one of the product managers here at Syncfusion, and I oversee the development of the database controls like chart, maps, gauges, etc. And I'm really excited here today to share what's new in our Volume 1 release and also how Flutter 2.0 support is provided with Syncfusion widgets. So so I have planned this agenda today. First, we will explore what's new with Flutter 2.0 and how it affects Syncfusion widgets. And then we will see what's new in our Flutter suite. And we will also create a Flutter application to showcase any new widgets that is released in this volume 1. And of course, I'm going to run them as Windows application, which is part of Flutter 2.0. And I will also give you an overview on our licensing model. So without further delay, let's get into it. So first, let's see what is new with Flutter 2.0. So as some of you might have already been aware of what are the new things that are available with Flutter 2.0. So they have moved web support, Flutter web support from beta to stable version. And then they have provided sound null safety, which is a great update considering all the null checks that we have to do. So sound null safety is a very good update from and Syncfusion also support this. And the major update is that they have provided support for desktop. So now all our Syncfusion widgets also support desktop platforms like Windows application, you have Mac OS, and also for Linux. So these are the major updates in Flutter 2.0, and all these things are now available with Syncfusion as well. So all our packages are now compatible with all the Flutter updates, and all the packages are migrated to null safety as well. And as I said before, all the widgets are now compatible with Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, except PDF Viewer. PDF Viewer still has some certain things to done. So it is still not compatible with Windows. I mean, for the desktop version. But all the other widgets that we have complete support for desktop. So now let's see what are the new controls, I mean, sorry, what are the new widgets that we have provided for Linear Gauge for this release. So the first widget that I like to talk about is Linear Gauge. So Linear Gauge has these features like orientation. You can set orientation horizontal or vertical. You have axis where you can set the minimum and maximum ranges. Then you have labels and ticks to denote the values, and then you can set ranges. So if you want to denote certain ranges in this axis, then that is possible. You also have different type of pointers, and you also have animation, and you can also interact with the pointers. The main thing with linear gauge is that you can always customize linear gauge to a better extent. So the customization is what we have focused on. So let me show you a simple demo on that first. So all our uh, all our demos are available in flutter.syncfusion.com. Of course, this is a web version of Flutter. You can also download our Flutter demo app from the respective app stores for Android and iOS. So let me show you the demo today using the Flutter web version. So the same thing is applicable for all the other versions as well, like Android, iOS, and desktop. So as we were talking about linear gauge, so this is the new widget that we have released. So here you can see that the linear gauge has been customized to showcase a thermometer. So as I said before, we can customize the linear gauge any way like we want. Here is another example, like height calculator. So these customizations are all possible with our linear gauge. As you can see here, the pointer has been customized as simple volume settings. You can even use it as a progress bar. As you can see here, we have events and everything along with these widgets so that you can customize to any extent that you want. So this is a battery indicator. Believe me, this is a linear gauge. Then you can customize the axis, as you can see here, horizontal and vertical. So this is the default this is the default gauge that you are seeing here, and you can change the edge style. You can extend the axis. You can give different colors to the axis. You can invert the axis, and you have ticks support. So ticks can be placed anywhere on the gauge. You can also move the ticks based on the offset that you provide, and you can set labels, as you can see here. This is a good example, like for tracking an order, like order placed, packed, shipped, etc. So whichever way you want, it is possible to customize our linear gauge. And you also have pointers. You have different set of pointers. And if you want, you can add any widget as a pointer. So as you can see here, this is a thumb icon that has been set as a pointer. So you can add any widget inside the pointer. So that is also possible. So you also have bar pointer, and you can provide gradient colors to the pointer. So the main thing that we have focused on the Flutter gauge is that you can customize it as much as possible. So let's move on. The next new widget that has been released for this volume 1 is Tree Map. And Tree Map has features like labels, layouts, and if you want to group the tree map using a hierarchical data, then there is an hierarchical support for that. We can provide different colors, tooltip, legend, and you can also select a particular tree map and show certain data. And you can also customize the background widgets as well. So let me show you the demo for that as well. So here is the tree map. So this layout is called squarified. So this is the default look of the tree map. And then you have slice and then dice. And this is the hierarchically grouped data you can see here. And you have value color mapping. So based on the value, the colors change. And then you have range color mapping. So based on the range, the colors vary from dark blue to dark red here. So you can see it here. You have selection. So while selecting a particular cell, you can see that you can get the you have an event to preview these data. And then you can set custom background. So here you can see we have set different widget inside the tree map. So the next set of controls. These are the two new widgets, the tree map and the linear gauge. So the next widget that I like to talk about is the charts. So in chart, we have on-demand loading. It's a new cool feature. So whenever you want to load certain amount of data, you can just swipe so that it will be loaded on demand rather than showing the huge data at once. So it will be really helpful to show large amount of data. And then we have auto scrolling feature, and you have datetime category access, marker in trackball tooltip, and gradient image and point rendering mode. So let me show you the demo of this. So this is called as infinite scrolling. So whenever I want certain data, all I have to do is I have to just grab it so that it will load on demand. So whenever it is needed, then that is loaded here. Similarly, we also have auto scrolling. So if you want to see only 10 set of data at a time, then you can see just 10 set of data, as you can see here. Let's say for example, after 10, the data at the front will disappear, and you will only see 10 set of data. So this is auto scrolling. You can scroll back and see the previous data. but eventually when you leave the it will automatically set to the viewport. Then you have pagination. So pagination is a cool feature, more like wherever you want, you can set. So here is an example. And then in trackball, we have provided marker support. Earlier in trackball, we don't have any markers inside the tooltip. Now we have marker inside the tooltip. And then the datetime category access. So datetime category access is basically, for example, if you are having a datetime access, then let's say if you want to show only the work week, then the Saturday Sunday will be then you don't have any data at Saturdays and Sundays in the weekends. So there will be a space out there. So if you want to remove those spaces, but still you want to have daytime access, then daytime category access is the key. So as you can see here, it shows December 22, December 26, 27, and it doesn't have anything between December 27 and Jan, because those days are holidays. So this is a really good example of daytime category access. And the next thing is the gradient support. So, so here is the gradient fill. As you can see here, gradient support has been provided to all the circular charts. The next features I like to talk about are from the widgets, calendar, and data grid. In calendar, we have load more support. It's more like whenever it is needed. When we scroll, we could see an option to load on demand. And then we have navigation restriction, so that if we click on a view, that view will be there and we can't change it. And then we have current time indicator on the calendar. And also in data grid, you have pull to refresh. You can pull down to refresh the data grid, and you can swipe the rows to delete or edit the rows. And you can also programmatically scroll the data grids. So let me show that demo. So this is the data grid. So this is the pull to refresh. So as you can see here, when I swipe down, it automatically refreshes the data. So similarly, we have swiping. So all I have to do is I have to swipe left if I want to delete this record, and I can also edit. So this is one cool feature that we have provided with Data Grid. And in event calendar, this is the load more option. We are now in month view. If you want work week, it will be loaded based on the on demand feature. And also you can see the current time indicator is showing at what time we are actually having this webinar. So this is one cool feature in event calendars. So the next is date range picker. So that in date range picker we have action buttons, that is like OK and cancel, and we can now scroll navigation without any restrictions. So it will be a free scroll. And in maps we have inverted circle and polygon. This is for highlighting a certain area in map, so that that particular polygon or circle will only be on focus. All the other places will not be on focus. So that's one feature. And then we have title for the maps. So let me show that. So this is the, so as you can see here, this is a polygon. So we have chosen this polygon and inverted it, so that this is a chosen space, and this all the other map is left out. So So in date range picker, you can see this is the free scroll that we have provided. Earlier, you can't scroll like this. You have restrictions. Now you can scroll between whatever range that you have provided. Also, now you have OK and cancel button. Based on these events, you can manipulate your data. So the next set of features are from radial gauge. So now we have widget pointer. You can add any widget as a pointer inside radial gauge, and then you have elevation for pointer, and you have overlay for marker pointer. So you can have overlay for the marker pointers as well. So let me show that. So this is the widget pointer. As you can see here, we have set an image like thermometer inside the pointer. So any widget can be set inside a marker pointer. So the next set of feature is from Excel library. The features that we have provided in Excel is we can import data from list of Excel worksheets, and you can apply conditional formatting like you can provide formula value, you can provide color scale, data bar, and you can also provide icon sets. So these are the features in Excel library. And in PDF library, we have provided a different set of features like digest algorithms, cryptographic standards, you have digital signature, you have PDF form. So PDF form is a much awaited feature where you can provide text field, checkbox, radio, list box, combo button, signature field, etc. So these are cool features that we have provided for PDF. And then I like to show what are the supported platforms in Syncfusion Flutter. So we provide support for Android. So a type of devices, phones, tablet, and API level. The supported versions are from API level 16 and later versions. And for iOS, we provide support for iPhone, iPod, and iPad. The supported version is from iOS 8 and later versions. Web, all major browsers are supported. Chrome, Firefox, you name it, everything is supported. And for desktop, we right now we support Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Only PDF viewer is not compatible, as I said before. All the other things are compatible for us. So let's talk about the resources that are available. If you want to get familiarized with Flutter Syncfusion, the main thing that you need to do is you can get started with our help.syncfusion.com/flutter. So there you will have all the you will have things that are all the things that you need to create your first application using Syncfusion widgets. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to create a new Windows application using Flutter, and then I will show how to add a linear gauge right from the instructions provided in this particular help documentation. And all the packages are available in pub.dev. You can search Syncfusion in the packages, and then there you go. You will get all the packages that are available. So let's get started. To create a new Flutter Windows application. So I have my application ready and running, and as you can see here, this is a Windows application, and I didn't add any widget here. So I'm just going to add the um, Syncfusion linear gauge. So the first and foremost thing that we have to do is we have to go to pubspec.yaml and import the packages. So Syncfusion underscore flutter underscore gauges, and the latest version is 19.1.58. And once you have done that, you can go to your main.dart file and import the packages Syncfusion flutter gauges dot dot. So now let me add a gauge. So to show you how easy it is to follow help documentation, let me go to the help documentation, and so there you go. So all you have to do is As I said before, you have to add the dependencies, and then you have to import the packages, and then you have to initialize the linear gauge. So I'm just going to initialize the excuse me. So I'm just going to so I'm just saving it, and then I'm just hitting hot reload. So let me keep it this way so that it'll be easy for you to see what's happening. So there you go. Our linear gauge has been rendered. So now you can see that linear gauge, the orientation is set as horizontal. So I'm going to change the orientation. So let me change the orientation. So I'm just saving it. So the orientation has been changed. And now let us add an axis to the, so axis sets the minimum and maximum value of the gauge. So I'm just going to provide minimum and maximum. So I'm just going to provide minimum and maximum. I'm just saving it. Reload. So there you go. The range starts from 100 to 200. Now let us see how to add a pointer and provide value for that. So to do that, let me set some range first. So I'm going to set the axis range. So the start value, since our range starts from 100, I'm going to set it as 100 and the end value as 150. And the second range starts from 150 to 200. And let me change the color to blue. Okay, there you go. Sorry. The linear gauge is a collection of ranges. So I have to provide it as a collection. So, okay. So I'm just saving it. And then let me reload it. So there you go. Now we have provided a range starting from 100 to 150 and from 150 to 200. And we have differentiated the ranges using different colors. Now let's see how to add a pointer. So marker pointer, I'm just going to add linear shape pointer. So the value I have provided is 50. And then I'm going to set an animation duration. I'm going to set animation duration as 2 seconds. So 2000 as milliseconds. So, and I'm going to set the value as 160. So let me save this. And so there you go. We have an animation setting the value to 160. It starts from 100 to and moves to 160 with the animation duration of 2000 milliseconds. So So there you go. You can change the pointers like whatever you like. Like for example, what I have shown you here is a linear shape pointer, which is of type triangle. And then you can change the decoration as box decoration, like here. And if you want, you can show it as a bar pointer. So all these things are possible with our linear gauge. So now, so this is the final output of what I have created so far. So it is very simple and easy to create. As you can see here, we have just created a linear gauge within 5 to 10 minutes by just following our help documentation. So it is easy for anybody to just follow these steps and get started with any widgets that you like. So let me give you an overview on licensing model. So Syncfusion Flutter packages are commercial packages, but you can get a community license that is available. So for anyone who is eligible for community license, if you are an individual developer, you can avail the community license. Or if your company's revenue is less than a million, uh, um, so then then you're eligible for a community license. So all these things are available with us, so you can completely use this Flutter for free. And if you get any license, then this license must be registered in such a way. In the main method, you can use Syncfusion license.register license, and instead of using null, you can paste your license key here, so that you will not have any pop-up around there. So if you have any doubts regarding the licensing, please feel free to ask us. So I guess that's all from my side.